Warning. The following podcast is intended for a mature audience due to the dropping of bombs of the F, S, B, and C varieties. Listener discretion is advised.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Ooh, welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on this week's episode, we raw dog in it, baby. Terminator takes one step closer to becoming reality. We got a Denver, Colorado for this week's strip club Yelp review. And Russell Crowe says,
I have exorcised the demons.
in this week's movie review. Oh, there goes the jingle. Anyway, I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Happy Independence Day, y'all. It's the Waffle Box, the original Waffle Box. It's the People's Podcast. It's the best part of Wednesdays. Coming to you all the way from the future home of Super Bowl 60. You love us because we do this. We do this because we love you, and you accept no substitutions on this Independence Day, which is tomorrow. I know, but still.
Right today.
Producer Lathan was shaken.
Hey guys, hope you're both doing well. Can I just ask if either of you are watching that Game of Thrones spin-off House of Dragon? I swear if I played a drinking game where I took a shot for every time I understood what was happening, my throat would be drier than a nun's vagina.
Wow. I think that's standard operating procedure for the Game of Thrones series. But no, I have not dipped my toe into the spin-off series at all. It took me a while to get into the original series, and I had to quit smoking to do that. That was 10 years ago.
It's tough, I'll be honest. My problem is it's the names. They're all the same. It's like Genarius, Tenarius, Buganarius, Dagon, Aegon,
They're doing
Bagon,
that
Sagon.
Bullshit. Yeah.
I would love if there was like a character where they're like having like a royal court, and they're like, Aegon, what do you say? I say this. What do you say, John Arias? Well, I say this. What do you say, Dave? And he has like some random Cockney accent. He's like, you know what, mate? I think we'll just fuck him up with the dragons. Wise words, Dave. Wise words, Dave. That'd make it more fun.
My biggest problem with it's House of Dragons. Again, we talk about it all the time. I don't want a prequel. You already told us what happened. So and so had the throne, and then they lost the throne. I don't need to see the build up to that. It's not a big deal. Also, you've told me how it ends. Apparently, no. Let's go in the future. Let's go in the future. Show me how Samuel Tari gets, whatever his name was, gets royally humiliated, and then finally gets his head chopped off. Show me how the chick with the red hair cheating on Nickelback is, where does she fuck up next? The little chick that became the deadliest assassin. Where is she at? Also,
she fucked off on a boat, right? If I remember correctly.
She fucked off on a boat. Yeah. What happened to her on the boat? The kid who got thrown out of the window in the first episode, which I laughed like a bastard, and it was criticized for whatever reason. Yeah. Where is his psychic powers taking him now? That's what I want to see. I don't want to see what led up to all that. It doesn't matter to me.
And it's some Star Wars bullshit as well. I mean, it's in the same land, but it's based like 200, 300, 400 years in the past or something. So it's not. It's not even exciting. So it's not even a prequel where you're like seeing your favorite characters like an origin story. You're seeing like their grandfather's origin story. It's like, well, so I have no connection really with these characters. And yet, for some reason, I can't stop watching it, and I'm looking forward to the next episode on Sunday.
I mean, so is it literally 2 to 3 centuries before?
If I remember correctly, from season 1, I think it is based several centuries before Game of Thrones happened.
All right, well, I'll give it that much then. But I literally thought this was this is everything that led up to episode 1. And it's like, fuck off. But okay, whatever. I still have no interest in seeing them.
Anyway, But yes, Kush, if you are watching the YouTube version, is apropos. What's the
yeah.
word I'm looking
Yeah.
for? He's well dressed, I guess, for
Very
the occasion
patriotic today.
because we are recording this. Well, we're releasing this on July 3rd. Tomorrow is July 4th, as I like to call it, World Treacherous Day. Yes, swines. I mean, I don't hold a grudge anymore, but
Yeah,
I'm not
thank you.
celebrating that shit.
Thankful. Yeah, well, you'll still have a hot dog, and you'll set off a sparkler and be like, "Yay,
Ooh,
you let me hear."
wee.
Thank you.
Ah.
Yeah, no, as I often mentioned, I live with Mama Hayes. I take care of her. She takes care of me. It's a weird symbiotic relationship. However, she saw me dressed up in this attire and she was like, "Well, you're awful festive." And I was like, "Yeah, 4th of July episode." And she just gave me that approving silent nod, just like, "You tell him, son."
Well, where are
I
those
mean, that's why
fireworks
I
coming
dressed up,
from?
but also still snicker, snicker, snort, laugh.
Or you do look like Lex Luger from the early 90s,
I ain't mad at that.
jumping off his Lex Express.
Oh,
Very few people are going to get that connection, but
well, I
it
hope
is
I
what
don't
it is.
hurt my leg, but yeah. I'm not mad at that comparison. Just because
What
I'm
bridge?
not a wrestler.
What bridge is that behind you, by the way? Is that the
That's the
Golden
Golden Gate
Gate?
Bridge.
Okay.
I
Looks
believe
like
this was taken on the 75th anniversary.
looks like some hooligans have set it on fire rather than there's one big firework, but then the rest of it just looks like it's some weird people who just shoot flamethrowers.
No, whoever captured this photo had that super sensitive shutter and it captured it at just the right moment. Has before 50 other fireworks could be set off.
Ah, so there you go. I guess congratulations, America. I don't know. How many other countries celebrate their Independence Day this much, like this hardcore?
Oh,
Like I know.
we don't have to. Since I'm an American, I don't have to know.
That's a fair point, I guess. America, fuck yeah.
The only other thing I know is that San Francisco as a city was founded on July 4th, 1776 as well. Wild
Wow.
coincidence. They were still part of Mexico, but we were still part of Mexico. And yeah, there it is.
Speaking of USA's birthday, we are recording this on Monday, prior to the 4th of July. And USA have just kicked off against Uruguay in the Copa America in a must-win game if they want to advance in the tournament.
This is at Levi's.
Sure. I don't know.
Honest answer. Honest answer.
It's in
I know a
America
couple
somewhere, I
folks.
believe. But
I know a couple
yeah.
folks working the Copa America, and they're telling me like, "Oh my God, this is like a nightmare." There's a huge language barrier happening because the international teams are coming in with their own crew, and maybe some of them are just being stubborn, but most of them don't speak English, and that is messing things up with the English crew, or the American crew that speaks English. So very few people are translators.
So you're
And those
saying
that
it's
are should be actually getting extra pay for translation, but they are not.
Oh, look, okay, yeah, looking at the, yeah, I believe it is Levi. It's weird that I
Okay.
know that just by looking at the stands, but yeah. So yeah, if anything happens, we will be cutting in exclusively with a.
I'm sincerely impressed with how many international, foreign, whatever, football exhibitions are happening at Levi's in general, not just this year, but this has been a thing for a while now. We actually got a couple more games coming up that aren't Copa America.
Well, then you got the World Cup coming up in 2026.
Fascinating.
So lots of soccer's taking over America. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Dang.
There you go.
That's gonna be a big show. Yeah, I don't know I'm gonna make that one just because of the distance, but maybe we try for it. Who knows?
Well,
so it's 2026, 2 years away, 18 months
I
away.
don't know, right? Before we kick it into gear and get into this week's top
Kick
stories,
it.
I will say, I don't know whether it's the stadium or whoever has set up this setup for filming this match, this game. against from USA versus Uruguay. But the hard camera or the main camera, I guess,
Mhm.
looks like it's in the nosebleeds. It
Yes.
looks like I'm watching ants play soccer right now. It's ridiculousness. Like, I have no idea
That's
who's who. Like, I can tell that all I can see is some white dots running around, being followed around by some light blue dots.
that's fair. That's
So
fair.
if anyone
If,
scores, I'm not going to be able to update you to who it was, but there you go.
based on my limited NFL experience and my vast experience with the NBA, there's 4 or 5 cameras. There's definitely one up in the nosebleeds, and for whatever reason, he's not focused, but that's the wide shot. They're like, we want it to look like ants right now. That's the director in the truck given that order. Otherwise, there are 4 or 5 cameras, couple different networks within that little nest there, but they're a lot closer, and they're focused on like, you gotta follow this guy, you gotta follow that guy. I'm sorry, I don't know any footballer names, at least any active ones. So follow this guy, follow that guy, follow. There's a whole camera meeting where they hand out like bio sheets and everything. Like there's the player's name, number, and his ID photo.
Mugshot.
Yeah, yeah, seriously. So you know who he is. Um, so yeah, whoever's in the truck today at Levi's is specifically wants the ants shot.
Well, let's just, because now it's going to annoy me. No, it's not Levi. It's
Okay,
an
well, whatever
Arrowhead.
stadium.
It's an Arrowhead.
Arrowhead. Okay.
But no,
I don't
because
know
I
where that
know,
is.
even though
But
we
who
have
cares?
very small listenership, I know just because my life is how it is. If I just went on saying, yeah, this is Levi Stadium, I would get somehow inundated with people going,
No, correct yourself. I absolutely encourage you to correct yourself when you call yourself out on, or when you know
correct
it's
yourself before you wreck yourself, as the saying goes.
something like that. I'm
It
sure
doesn't
that's
go
how
like
the
that,
saying goes.
but whatever.
I don't know where Arrowhead Stadium is. I also don't care. That's okay.
That's where the Chiefs play, I believe.
Okay, Kansas City. Oh, did you spit on the lens?
No, I just noticed how that dusty the top of my camera was, and it's
Fascinating.
really
This
annoying
is
me.
like, man, I wish we could make this a 3 episode. This is terrifying.
This is great. It's
This-
almost like 3D. Like,
Yeah, that's what I just said. It's like Mike Fish was giving you a skull massage.
you're welcome, America. Anyway, let's kick it into gear, and let's
Kick
get into
it!
this week's. Oh, that's gonna be a new sound clip for next week. We're gonna be talking about this week's
Thanks.
top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
Bubbles.
Bubbles. Top story number 1 is still fucking hot in Northeast at the end. Jesus, it's so fucking hot, Kush. Like, but I'm skinny as fuck. Like, I am. What's the saying? You know, I'm a buck 25, soaking wet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But even me, I'm sweating my tits off right now. Like, it's so humid. But anyway, that wasn't on my sheet. I just thought I'd throw it in there. But Kush, have you ever raw dogged anything?
Quite a few things, but I don't think that's the example you're giving me based on several text messages we've had.
Raw dogging is back in a big way. Yeah, raw
Fuck
dog
yes.
is
Big
back.
condoms.
In pod form.
So, thank you, Nathan.
Well done, producer Lathan.
So, this new craze is hitting, TikTok and Instagram and all that good stuff. And people, I don't know whether between me and you, Kush, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if the people who have dubbed this raw dogging don't actually know what the previous definition of raw dogging was. I'm just going to throw it out there. I just bet that.
Okay.
But anyway, so raw dogging it is apparently when you go on a long flight. So let's just say 7 hours plus.
Okay. Yeah.
And all you do is you're not allowed to watch any movies. You're not allowed to listen to any music. You're not allowed to read any books. All you do is stare at the back of the seat in front of you. You are allowed, apparently, to look at the flight map, but that's it. You just stare at the entire fucking flight. No entertainment, no input, just the noise of the engines and the people talking around you. Just sit there for the entire flight. That is raw dogging it.
I feel like you're being trolled on this one, sir. So, yeah, according to this definition, I raw dog it on the Muni quite often. I enjoy listening to my podcasts or my music or whatever, but sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I'm all right now. I don't need any of that filtering in my brain. But yeah, dude, fucking 6, 7 hours. That's from New Jersey to England. That's from San Francisco to Hawaii. That's half the distance from San Francisco to the Netherlands. Fuck off. Like,
Well, I don't know who originally started it, but the article that I found was from a therapist in California called Michael Seeley.
of course, it's from California.
Of course. Who apparently he said he once spent a 4-hour flight
We were a
just
great state once.
zoning out. No magazines, no movies, no podcasts, just looking out the window and watching the flight map.
Okay.
So he specializes in working with men and believed it was a form of digital detox and
Okay.
meditation.
I get it. You can do that at home though too. Like you can just stare at the wall.
You can just meditate.
You can just meditate. Close your eyes.
So he
Cross
said,
your
I
legs.
quote, I was tired of the usual routine of watching a movie or reading a book. So I said, I'm just going to stare off into space and use it as a Zen meditation. He said that
All
it
this,
can be
anything
difficult
else.
to get some men to embrace meditation, mindfulness, or anything else that could be considered, quote, spiritual. So while he says he's not familiar with the term raw dogging, he
Okay.
can
So
see
this guy
why
does
the
not fuck.
eyebrow-raising moniker appeals to a certain type of traveler. Quote, it's definitely more socially acceptable for men to brag about something like this. Also, I think it might be more of a male psyche kind of thing. I like a challenge. Let me see if I can get through this. And it's an ascetic practice, but branding it with bro speak. Some men apparently have taken the challenge beyond by just having the in-flight entertainment, like by knowing in-flight entertainment, skipping even food and drink, or even going to the bathroom throughout the entire flight. So there are people who are saying that this is kind of like training your brain or testing your brain. How strong is your mind? Can you do this? But I'm just like, why? Like, I've paid, like, let's say I'm flying back to England to see my parents. That's going to cost me at the very least like $600 round trip, maybe on a
Sounds about right.
good one.
Round trip, 600 round trip, not bad. That's not bad.
In a
But
good,
again,
good time
you're
of year.
shorter.
But anyway,
Anyway,
the point is, let's just say it's $600. I'm not sitting there fucking my mind. I'm not being bored for 8 hours there and back, or 16 hours there and back, just so I can go. Oh, that was really mindful. I'm like, can you grow as a did I grow as a person because I watched a flight map for 8 hours? You're an idiot. You just wasted your money for this flight, and you just hey, well, excuse me, sir, this is an international flight. Would you like complimentary alcohol? No, I'm testing my mind right now. You're an idiot. You're an
Probably
idiot.
not dropping all that on them. But so one, I like the philosophy behind this, but the wording is terrible. But this also, I think, like applies to a very niche genre of people who travel a lot. Like you probably travel more than I do, but like you're even not in that group, okay? Still, like this is because people who like go back and forth from London and New York, like on a regular basis, once a month, twice a month, something like that, okay? And then that's where they're like, yeah, this is when that one time I decided like I was gonna take the 1 hour bus ride without my earbuds in. It's the equivalent of that. I don't think this applies to you or me. Uh, but yeah, terrible fucking name, stupid. And trying to apply to bro speak. Well, bro, go fuck yourself.
Ironically, I think the term raw dog in it is probably the only redeeming part of this whole fucking thing. But
It's going to give a lot of people a lot of mixed messages, and a lot of bros a lot of mixed messages. Like, all right, raw dogging on the flight to England, to Amsterdam. What? I didn't know we could all be in the Mile High Club. No, this is terrible, terrible. This is terrible.
But yeah, some people like posting, like filming themselves.
Yeah, they do that
and putting it on TikTok. And like they're putting things like just raw dogged a 7-hour flight, new personal best. And then there's one person, right, from Australia to Los Angeles, just raw dogged it, 15-hour flight, no music, no movies, just flight map, new personal best.
You just come in from Australia? What the fuck, man? Fiji? What's a 15-hour? I guess we have to know where they landed. Anyway, yeah, those guys are all pretentious assholes.
And it's bragging about, yeah, if literally someone come up to me and said, oh yeah, I just raw dogged a 15-hour flight, I'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. Why did you do that? Like, stop it.
You could just stare at the wall for 15 hours. You can go on a 15-hour fast. You can do this all from the comfort of your own home.
I think this is the moment, this is the tipping point of my life, where now at 38 years old, I finally tipped over the edge and I declared, this generation, Kush, this generation's lost. Ah, what are we doing? I'm too old for this shit. This is all bullshit. They're idiots. Yeah. Fuck them. I'm glad I won't be around when they fucking
for real. No cap. For real. Oklahoma State University.
So yeah, good for you if you're raw dogging flights, but 15 minutes in, by the way, still 0-0 USA Uruguay.
All right, I guess.
Next top story. I think this is probably about the 7th time maybe we've mentioned something along these lines on Waffle Box, where there's always a story where we start by saying, hey, did you watch Terminator? Maybe it's a documentary, but we are getting even closer because scientists are now attaching lab-grown human skin to robots. Let that sink in.
Right. So again, you and I ride a very fine line with producer Lathan, but what the fuck? Oh, society, what are you doing? What are you doing? This ain't good. There's no bueno.
It's
no me es gusto. Ay Dios mío.
So like this new thing, it's the uncanny feat, the article says, is a result of new technology using engineered living skin tissue and human-like ligaments to give robots a more natural smile, according to Tokyo University researchers who unveiled their work this week. The approach promises to make robots more lifelike, and in the future, the researchers say, similar techniques could also be used on humans, like in the cosmetic and plastic surgery, right? So that'd be good, right? If we can grow like skin and ligaments and attach, like, you know, like burn victims and shit like that, where we can actually like give them a new face. That's great, but fucking leave the robots alone.
Yeah.
I just need a calculator. That's all I need. Hey, robot, what's 4 times 8? Oh, it's 32. Thanks, robot. That's all I need you to do. I don't need you to fucking smile at me like a human. It's creepy. I don't even like humans smiling at me, if I'll be honest. Knock it off. Biohybrid Systems Laboratory has previously engineered skin that can heal, created small robots with biological muscle tissue, and 3D printed lab-grown meat. The fuck? It's critical for robots to have the ability to heal and self-repair, the researchers said. No, it's not. Why? Why is that critical? If I kill a robot, so they're already taking the next step. They're already starting to create the was it T1000? Was that the one?
There was a T1000. There was a TX. There's even a T1 million.
What was the one that was like made out of that fluid metal?
T1000.
That's a T1. Yeah. So they're creating self-healing. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so it said, yeah, it's critical for robots to have the ability to heal and self-repair, because even small scratches could develop into serious impairments. That's the point. If we want to kill them, we need them dead. We don't know healing. Like, if at first, maybe like 3 years ago, because this is how fast technology is going on. At first, it was kind of like, ha, look at me, I'm making a joke about Terminator. Look at that. But as serious as things are going, why are we doing this? Like, do you remember that story we did about a year or so ago about that Furby where they plugged it into AI and the Furby started speaking and talking about how it was going to use its cuteness to infiltrate the human race? And
Barely, but Jesus Christ.
no, what are we doing? Why is there any, like, aliens from other planets are probably like, this is why there's like, oh, we haven't seen the aliens, but because they're passing us by and look at what are they doing? They're engineering their own fucking extinction.
Yeah, they'll do
They're
that.
idiots.
I mean, we did the whole Oppenheimer gimmick earlier last year, or earlier this year, and yeah, like there was less than a 1% chance that they could have just blown up the Earth with their test of the nuclear bomb. So, you're familiar with Isaac Asimov, the writer?
I met with him last week.
Oh,
Nice
fantastic!
guy. Had a drink with
How's he
him.
doing? He's been there for years.
Yeah, or he's all right, but him and his wife, they're having a bit of some issues, but he won't shut up about it.
Well, he's dead. That's why they're having some issues.
Jesus, I see
anyways.
dead people.
Because he got old and then he died.
No wonder he didn't buy me a drink, cheap bastard.
Anyway, he's the guy who originally wrote the story that would become Will Smith's I, Robot. It was also called I, Robot, and it was called Isaac Asimov's Robot, I, Robot. Anyways, there are 3 laws that have been programmed into all the robots, and one of them is thou shalt not hurt a human. There's 2 others which I forget what they are at this point, but no harm comes to a human is one of the top laws. And as long as these guys are programming that in, let's see where this goes. But there's gonna be that one guy who decides to switch the evil side on the Krusty doll, and then Homer Simpson dies by knife stabbing.
Well, that's the problem, wasn't it? Because I think if I remember
It is a
correctly,
problem.
that movie is they programmed a little like, don't kill humans unless they want to fuck shit up. And then there was some fucked up shit.
Yep. It's all bad news. It's all bad news. It's very controversial. The AI and the robot stuff, yeah, very controversial. And now they're growing skin.
So they're gonna blend in with us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, what are we doing?
Trying to
Seriously,
be all inclusive.
it would be like
Trying to improve society. It's not
it would be like gazelles in Africa creating gazelle outfits for the lions.
Interesting.
Wouldn't it be fun if our predator could look more like us? Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
The verbatim wolf in sheep's clothing.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
I hear you. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Daddy-O.
Knock it off. But I fear that in maybe like 3 or 4 weeks, we'll be back with another story about how Japanese scientists have worked out how to make robots really good at firing guns. Like, this is gonna be the next thing. But
And after that, it'll be like, oh, we figured out how to impregnate a robot.
oh Jesus. Yeah, robots can now reproduce. Isn't that great? No, it's not.
Because they had sex.
Giggity.
Giggity, 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 goo.
All right. Now, Tokyo scientists apparently they feel they've achieved something, but as me and Kush have already broken down, they haven't. They're morons. So let's talk about people that actually are out there achieving things with their lives. And an Irish brewery has said, you know what? You've done a really good. You've done a good job. Here's a piece of paper that says you did a good job. It's that time for this week's Double Record of the Week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
Before we get into this, that's reminded me while I was doing that voice. Are you familiar with Jimmy? Is it Jimmy Glick? Jimmy Glick?
Yeah, I know of Jiminy Glick. That is a character personified by Martin Short, Canadian funny man Martin Short.
Did you hear he's back?
In pod form.
Yes, I understand he's actually been hosting the Jimmy Kimmel Show all week.
Oh my god, I was watching it on YouTube last night. He was interviewing Bill Hader. I was sobbing with laughter. My face was so moist with joy.
Okay, I have to check that out then.
It was fucking hilarious. So yeah, check that. He did a couple of like side interviews, and then I think he actually hosted a show as Jiminy Glick. Fan-fucking-tastic. I'm so happy that he's bringing that back. But yeah, if you have no idea what we're talking about, Google Jiminy Glick interview.
He's probably got his old episodes on YouTube, or at least in fan form. But yeah, he went on for like 3 or 4 years in the mid '90s on Comedy Central. It was kind of like, oh wow, this is still going on. Okay, like you'd think it'd be like a one-note course, but people love Jiminy Glick.
My highlight of Jiminy Glick was his interview with Mel Brooks, where just in the middle of the interview, he's like, "What's your issue with the Nazis?" And Mel Brooks' response was, "They're rude," which was funny. So check that out, Jiminy Glick. Anyway,
he's not
this
wrong.
week's dumb world record takes us to Northern Ireland. Ever thought about that, huh? Northern Ireland.
Never thought you would ever say that. I don't even know what that is.
It's the part of Ireland that's still part of the United Kingdom.
Ireland.
But if you think of like how much fun Ireland is, you're not thinking of Northern Ireland. You're thinking of Southern Ireland.
So
This
the way
is Northern Ireland.
you're saying Ireland, but the way you're saying it is Ireland.
Ireland.
Like Gilligan's Island. It's
Ireland.
okay. It's okay. It took me a minute to figure out what you were saying, but
Like no, the
you're
way
talking
I
about
say it,
Ireland, the home of Guinness.
the way I say it is like iRobot, Ireland, Ireland, Ireland.
Sure.
That's how I pronounce it. But whatever. Anyway, that's not the point.
It's on tape. It's on tape.
20-year-old Declan McFerrin from County Antrim in Northern Ireland recently broke the Guinness World Record for the fastest time to assemble a Mr. Potato Head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He spent 4 hours refining his technique for attaching all the features to the plastic toy before setting a time of... Do you want to guess how long it took him to put together a Mr. Potato Head?
15 seconds.
5.15 seconds.
All right. Less than 6 seconds. Nice.
Let me get my calculator. Yep, 5 seconds is less than 6 seconds.
Just the facts, ma'am.
But yeah, he
Over
shaved
5 seconds.
He shaved 0.28 seconds off of the previous record set by Malaysian Lim KG.
Whoa,
Who
that
said
man's
that in
getting murdered
2022.
tonight.
Right? In the best quote from this article, 20-year-old Declan McFerrin, who broke the Guinness World Record for fastest time assembling a Mr. Potato Head, credited his success to his speedy technique. Yeah, that
seems accurate.
Yeah, that's how did you put your pants on? Well, I credit that to my pants putting on skills.
You know what? I used some links today, and I was feeling pretty confident, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then I did it.
You did it. Congratulations.
He was wise to choose Mr. Potato Head to use for this world record attempt, because we all know Mrs. Potato Head takes forever to get ready. Am I right, fellas? Huh? Women. Am I right?
Silly.
Good old-fashioned misogyny. Thank you.
It was funny.
It was.
I've actually played with one of the oldest Mr. Potato Heads, and you didn't have the plastic potato shell in this incarnation. Was you?
Well, you had to supply your own potato.
You actually had to get a real potato, and then it was
Marvelous.
literally just iron pieces that you shove into the potato. This was my mom's set on a farm in Iowa. She's before World War II, but that was what she had growing up on a farm in Iowa.
So basically, you know how sometimes you'll buy toys. So I buy toys now for my friends' kids for Christmas and their birthdays and shit like that. And sometimes they say that
Nice.
batteries not included.
Oh yeah.
So what you're saying is
You gotta
this
get the
original
battery.
Mr. Potato Head is Mr. Potato Head. The potato head not included. So you just got you didn't even get a fucking potato head.
Nope.
His name is
You
Mr.
go to the
Potato
store
Head. Give me the
and buy
potato
a
head.
potato for 3 cents or whatever it cost back then. Yeah. But it was
Special.
literally cast iron stuff that you stuck into the potato.
And then what?
And then you play with the potato till it rots. And then you got a new one.
Oh, it's good old fashioned fun, that is. Just
America.
Some children. Yeah, happy 4th of July, everyone. Some children playing with some rotting, stinky potato.
Do potatoes stink after a while?
I don't know. I eat them. I make them into fries. I'm like
Fair
a real person.
They may have done that still. Who knows?
That could be. Well, yeah. Well, okay, yeah. So, Mr. Potato, but you can play with Mr. Potato Head for like
And
an
Jingle.
hour, but then it's dinner time, and Mr. Potato
Yeah.
Head has to die. Mr. Potato Head has to die, so we shall live. That's how it goes. It's a circle of life.
I'm okay with that.
Circle of life. Shout out to Elton John. He did that song, right?
He did.
Marvelous.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Anyway, so congratulations to Declan McFerrin from County Antrim in Northern Ireland for being the fastest 20-year-old man. Get a job for assembling Mr. Potato Head.
Is Northern Ireland the Catholic or the Protestant side?
I have no idea.
Honest answer.
My mom was from Southern Ireland, and she was Roman Catholic, so I guess does that help? I don't know. Does
No,
that help?
not really.
No,
She should
definitely
just be a Catholic in a Protestant land. I don't know. Who cares? I was just asking to ask. It's okay.
That's some like that's gonna be a movie. That's got to be a movie, right?
Oh, that could totally be a
Catholic
movie.
in a Protestant land. It's like Escape from New York, but it's Escape from Republic of Ireland, where Catholic has to escape Protestant land and climb over the wall to get home.
Yeah. No, that
Probably
could totally
less
be a movie.
machine guns. But
It would be very, very, very specific. Screen time, that is, would be very, very specific to that region. It would be very divisive, of course. But
Oh.
no one else outside of Ireland and possibly the UK and Wales would give a shit.
But who's the fella in? Oh my god, I'm brain farting his name. But he's my favorite actor of all time because he was in Big Trouble in Little China. Who's the guy from
Kurt
Escape from New
Russell?
York? Kurt Russell. There we go. But if we star Kurt Russell in it, no one's going to be divided on that because it's like
Well,
it's
they're all
a
gonna
touchy
say he gave a great
It's a touchy
performance 'cause-
subject, but Kurt Russell's in it, so it's okay.
I mean, he's been in some bad things, but what has he been bad in? The answer is nothing.
That just made me hard. Anyway,
Oh, shit.
on that note, we shall be taking a short break because I gotta sort this out. We'll be right back with the birthday Blackjack segment and strip club movie reviews and all that good stuff. So stick around. We'll be right back after this short break.
Wasilla Store. If you're in the market for a mattress, we like you to shop our competition. We have a selection that's really big. 40 different kinds of mattresses, all under one roof, here today for you to haul away. If you're looking for a mattress, shop the competition, then come on into my store, both in Wasilla and Anchorage.
More sleep without counting sheep and have another night of bliss. Across from the bus barn in Wasilla, now is where we is. Save more bucks at the Mattress Ranch.
Place your bets. It's now time for birthday blackjack.
I also like to live dangerously.
Oh my god, that bitch is still sexy.
Welcome to the July 3rd edition of Birthday Blackjack, a game show where we test Kush's, but your knowledge on celebrity birthdays from today's date. How's this work? I'm going to give 5 celebrities that are celebrating their birthday today on July 3rd. And you have to guess how old they are with your margin of error creating this score. So if the celebrity is 50 years old and you guess 55, you score 5 points because you're 5 years out. Simple. And then when you add up all the 5 margin of errors for the 5 celebrities, you have to stay 21 or below, otherwise you go bust. Hence birthday blackjack. Makes sense, right?
Sounds right.
Sounds about right. If you are playing along at home, let us know your score at Waffle Box on Twitter /X or in the YouTube comment section. Kush, are you ready? Are you ready to test your knowledge on the July 1st celebrity birthdays?
I am ready. Let's do this.
Number 1.
Right, number 1 is American actress, and she played Psylocke in X-Men Apocalypse. Olivia Munn. How old is Olivia Munn?
Oh, she's surprisingly young still, at least compared to me. Olivia Munn, funny lady, G4 TV, blah, blah, blah. This is me stalling, but I'm going to say she's now like 37 years old.
You guess 37. She is 44 today.
Really? Oh, shit.
Right?
Very age appropriate for Kush, but she's also married.
But it doesn't even stop you. So that gives you a score of 8. Not the best start, but not the worst. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
We're still in it. We're still in it. Also, compliments to Olivia Munn.
Number 2, American singer and songwriter and daughter of Rob Schneider, Ellie King.
I don't know who that is. I also did not know that Rob Schneider had children that were in the industry.
Yeah, and a Filipino. Bizarre, right?
Yeah, he's half Filipino.
When I found out Rob Schneider was half Filipino, blew my god. No wonder he's so damn short.
Deuce Bigelow's when you found that out.
Right, so how old is his daughter, Ellie King?
25.
No, 25. She is 35.
Oh, damn.
10 hours. So you're already up to 18.
Really? Okay. Wow.
Really? As if I'd lie to you? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, not at all. I'm just okay. Rob Schneider's got a 35-year-old daughter that I've never heard of.
Rob Schneider.
I want to ask what she's been in, but we don't have time for that. Let's go.
Well,
Number
she's
3.
a singer, so she does music.
She's a singer?
Yeah.
Fascinating. The Filipinos, they love their karaoke.
They do. And if you've never been to a Filipinos karaoke,
you're missing out.
You haven't lived.
It's the greatest goddamn show on earth.
Number 3.
Number 3.
They love My Way by Frank Sinatra, by the way. So if you ever go to a karaoke party hosted by Filipino, do My Way by Frank Sinatra. They will welcome you into the family. Number 3.
That's strong advice.
Founder of WikiLeaks and man who was recently in the news, Mr. Julian Assange. Julian Assange, founder of WikiLeaks. How old is he?
I'll say he's 49.
49.
But I'm stabbing at that, and I think I saw that name in the article I read this week. But yeah, all right, 49. Final answer.
He is 53.
Oh, that's like 22, isn't it?
It's exactly 22.
Perfect. Look at me. I know math.
What on?
I should get 5 points off for that.
So you need at least one of these next 2 to be spot on for you to survive this round. Otherwise, you're going to be 7 and 12. Well, you're 7 and 11 right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4. American TV show host, Mr. Montel Williams. Montel Williams. How old is Montel Williams?
Montel Williams. Jesus.
Famous for the Montel Williams show.
72.
72 is your guess.
Yes, sir.
He's 68. He's 68.
Oh, wow.
So that takes you up to 26. So your only chance.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we got to get this one right on the head.
You need to get this one spot on.
Perfect.
Actor known for playing Wong in the MCU, Mr. Benedict Wong. Take your time. Take your time. There's a lot of pressure riding on this.
He's 37.
He's what?
37.
You're guessing 30. You're guessing Benedict Wong from the MCU is 37.
Yes. Final answer. 37.
Spoiler alert. Your answer is so wrong that I need to take a minute to work out how wrong you are. So 37.
Really? He's either 19 or 125. What the fuck?
So Benedict Wong is 53 today.
Toasty! Wow.
Which alone gives you a score of 16. So your final score is 42.
Good for you, Benedict Wong. Because you look like you're 37.
Which means Benedict Wong is a winner, but unfortunately, Kush, you are a loser.
You lose. A loser is you.
Which takes your record to 7 and 12.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
You get to bring this back.
I'm still surprised I have the 7.
Right? Like you either do really, really well or terrible. There's no close shaves. So
there's gotta be one close shave in there, but
you'll score
but
like
still, like I hear
12 or 80. That's the only thing you do. It's impressive in its own right.
This is where you hit the all do is win, 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 or lose, 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 lose. But
so yeah, that was July 3rd's episode of Birthday Buck. It would have been fun though if maybe next year? Do you reckon next year, Wednesday, July 4th? No, July 4th will be
I think
Friday
it'll be Wednesday, July 2nd.
God damn it. We have to wait several years because then I'll be like Birthday Blackjack, America. And then you have to quickly do the math. But yeah, that's Birthday Blackjack for this week. So let us know what you scored this week in the comment section below, or if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, hit us up at Waffle Box on Twitter. Let's say your score. All right. Now we are venturing. We are getting in the car. We are driving to Denver, Colorado, baby, to hit up some strip clubs. In this week's strip club Yelp reviews.
Hey, shut up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Lust and Regret.
It's now time for this week's strip club Yelp reviews.
Let's go. Welcome to Strip Club Yelp Reviews. This week, we are ventured to Denver, Colorado, to PT's Show Club.
Can't believe I didn't have that ready. My bad.
It's all right. It's all right, buddy. It's all right. So yeah, PT Show Club in Denver, Colorado. The first review comes from Kristen P, who writes, "Come for the titties, stay for the hookah."
Oh, hookah.
4 stars.
Ew, no. No.
To each their own, I guess, but if the hookah is the best thing a strip club has to offer, then they have some major issues to deal with.
Yeah, I agree with producer Lathan on that. Also, like, hey, let's pretend this place actually has the best housekeeping staff. This is still a place where for for the right price, dudes are getting jerked off, and you can't be thinking that they might be washing their hands. So yeah, don't do the hookah. Ew.
Ew.
Fucking hell. Ew. I'm so insulted by that, man.
He's right. He's
God
this guy. That's
damn.
why I had to put anyone in there.
Thank you.
The second review, Miyatsu K writes, my wife and I stopped in last night on a whim. We were talking about enjoying looking at topless and nude women when she suggested we hit a strip club. Just having that casual conversation. It's really nice looking at topless and naked women. Wait a second. I know where we should go. She said, well, we were going to go to Wendy's, but fuck it, let's go to a strip club instead.
Yeah.
Quote, I love going to a strip club with her, as it really excites me to see her looking at other women and other women looking at her. This is getting raunchy, baby. The parking lot was well lit.
Oh, good. That's important.
One,
there's a parking lot. Two, it's well lit.
I like that we was going into some like, what's the scandalous novels, sexy 50 Shades of Grey shit.
That's coming up. I bet that's coming up. But you know better than I do.
Shit, and then it's like, oh, parking was very functional, very nice.
From a San Francisco point of view, very important. Also important. It's well lit for everybody's safety.
All right, and then she gets back into horny mode. I can't tell you what it does to me when I see my wife so interested in another woman. I kept giving my wife dollars so I could keep watching her interact with this dancer.
Oh, you told me this was a woman's name, didn't you?
It's
okay, so it's a lesbian couple. Okay, yeah, fun times for everybody.
Indeed. We had to take a lift home as we both had a bit too much to drink.
Thank you.
We came back this morning to get our car. All in all, we had a very wonderful and romantic evening. It was a tad pricey, but strip clubs generally are. You don't really pay for a drink. You pay for a drink while you get to watch beautiful women take their clothes off. Thank you, Miyatsu, for defining a strip club for us.
Most people don't understand that though, so it needs to be said, and I'm glad she defined it.
But she says you don't really pay for a drink, but then you do. That's what's currently her definition.
I see your point of view.
You don't really pay for a drink, but what you do is pay for a drink.
I mean, so she bought a Modelo. It would have been $5 anywhere else, but it was $6 there. That's what she's saying.
She's saying for the extra dollar you get in the titties.
Yeah. Everything's overpriced in the strip club.
Dollar wings, dollar breasts.
I don't know where you're getting dollar wings, but also don't eat them.
Don't eat food at a strip club. God damn it. Number one rule.
Swear to God.
Finally, a name, Gain. His name's Gain. Gain R. Sure, right? For Denver, it's good. Nationally, hell no. Oh dear. Mixed variety of girls is good. Bar, worst there can be. Every drink is a complete disgrace. It's even disgraceful for a ripoff. So like every drink is stop.
Yeah, how many drinks did this man? How many different drinks did he try?
Yeah. You know what? The first 5 drinks were really bad, but I think the sixth one's going to be a charm.
I don't know what they offer, and also every bartender's like, well, I don't necessarily know how to drink or make a highball, whatever. But yeah, how many drinks did you attempt to have made, sir?
That was. The staff don't harass customers, which is great, but there are some of the dancers who date the staff and they do the prying for them.
What? A fascinating hustle. Okay, I'm listening.
I got asked if I was a pimp, which didn't bother me, yet made me feel like management was watching me. What? What was this guy dressed up like?
What was he dressed up as, and also what kind of game was he dropping? Where people are thinking like, so are you a pimp? Like,
Can
look,
a
dude,
guy not just wear a purple jumpsuit and a big hat with a feather coming out of it and be left in
this
peace?
has happened to me at a strip club, but this also happened to me at a pharmacy where someone thought I was a cop. Like,
Oh, I was,
what?
yeah, I was just picking up a prescription. Are you a pimp?
No, in both answers, but like, what were you doing that someone thought you were a pimp? In my case, it's just how I'm dressed or how I look or how I was smoking my cigarette at that time. Obviously not in a pharmacy, but still, like, what were you doing that someone like, you're a pimp?
Yeah, like if you're like acting strange, I've often had the whole, oh, are you a cop? That's fine. But yeah, are you a pimp?
Have you been mistaken for a cop?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I thought I was the only one.
Because
It
I look
happens so
I look
often,
way
like
older than
fishes.
I am. So I get sometimes I used to get into situations where you cop. Anyway, for the next part of this review, he uses some capital letters. So as is usual
Oh my
etiquette,
gosh.
I have to yell them.
Oh.
As for the dances, beware. Some of the girls, bless their little hearts, they work so hard and get so sweaty and stinking.
That can be fun too.
All with no
If you do it
place
right.
to have a bird bath.
Oh.
That's right, folks. Get ready to smell how hard these girls labor to please. One of the
I
two
don't like that
dances
you're
I
leaning
got.
into that.
One of the two dances I got was all too awful and from a gorgeous young woman. I could smell the sex you had just had with someone. You know that dry latex against skin odor? Yeah, all through my fucking nostrils. I withheld my curses that I could enjoy the remainder of my night. This was my second dance. The first one was pretty interesting. This girl smelled good everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Okay. It's weird that he took that long to say, like, she smelled good. He could have just let off with, she smelled
Everywhere.
good.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I understand.
And she was very passionate.
Okay.
So much so that she offered the 300 for 15 minutes and 500 for an hour romp, which is much
did
cheaper
she
than it
offer
was.
that to you because she liked you that much?
Remember, was it last week or the week before when it was like it ended up being like almost like $1,000 for
Yeah.
that guy.
Because that guy was a sucker and he still
He
paid
didn't
it.
even need any. So yeah, she offered him $500 for an hour's worth of sex, which might be a bit cliche, but fellas, you shouldn't pay by the hour. That's what I'm saying. Because you'll probably end up wasting your money. Go for the 50.
Also, there's no guarantee there would have been sex in that room. I don't care what she told him. There's no guarantee there would have been sex in that room. So, yeah. I hope he said no.
Well, she offered those $300 for 15 minutes or $500 for an hour. Sounds like a good deal to me, quite honest.
Sounds like a great deal, but yeah.
So he said, the first thing that came to my mind was cop, which is a fair point, right? Is this a stitch up? Am I being set up here?
You are.
She's offering me $300.
It's all a scam, dude. It's all a scam. It's okay. It's all scam. And maybe you want to get scammed. It's all a scam.
But then he thought, quote, if she drops to 150, I would bang the color out of her hair. So he's not too worried about the cop thing. So you know what? I'm not
drops it to 150.
Yeah. I'm not going to get arrested over $500, but 150, it's worth a chance. In for a penny, in for a pound.
I like that he's dropping it. He's in his head, he's able to negotiate this down to 150. But she ain't banging you for that, dude, at those rates. Based on what she's provided. Nah. I'm just telling you up front.
Thankfully, then he came to his senses and went back to the main floor. Quote,
okay.
So if you get then, go get it. Do you know, I wish Yelp had some like grammar or spelling issues.
You gotta fucking suffer through this, man. Yeah.
So
I
if
get what
you
you're saying,
get
though.
then go get it, make your own opinion. For me, I'll go again this summer. 2 stars.
Wow. That was a lot for 2 stars. Like, it sounded like
To
he
be
had
fair,
still a fun time.
Yeah, it didn't sound like that bad of an evening.
And it sounded like he stayed focused and knew, was just like, yeah, I'm not getting into that. You know, whatever reasons, just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So, but 2 stars, because it sounds like he had fun still.
Sounds to me, from what I've heard from other, we've been doing this segment for about a month or so now, 4 or 5 episodes. Sounds like a great strip club to me. PT Show Club in Denver, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you like hookah.
Especially if you like the hookah. Yeah, you probably smoke other stuff in there too.
Marvelous. So there you go. If you're ever in Denver, Colorado, check out PT Show Club. Make sure you leave a review and maybe we'll feature you on a future episode. If you do want to let us know at Waffle Box on Twitter, maybe your hometown, so we can review your local strip club. It'll be fun to do. So do that. But until then, that's all from this week's strip club Yelp review. But now we are moving on to other types of review. It's now time for a segment where Kush reviews a movie in a segment that we like to call Kush's Movie Review.
I had to move my stack of 1, so Alpha Movie Review.
Kush's Movie Review.
This week's Kush's Movie Review is The Exorcism, where I did come up with a funny thing to say, but I've just forgotten it. Kush, how is this movie?
That will happen, and I'm glad you acknowledged it and owned it, man. You know what? So this movie is okay. We're talking about The Exorcism. That's not to be confused with The Exorcist, and is definitely not to be confused with Russell Crowe's The Pope's Exorcist, but does star Russell Crowe.
Wait, so they're not connected, those movies?
They are not.
What?
There's maybe a loose connection between this and The Exorcist. I'll get into that in a little bit here.
So the 2 Russell Crowe movies that feature exorcisms
came out back to back.
Not...
Like, he didn't do a movie in between this. Like, he did The Pope's Exorcist, and then he did The Exorcism.
And they're not
related.
Wow.
It's like Michael J. Fox did Back to the Future 3, and then also did whatever time travel movie insert here right after that.
Well, I'm very disappointed, but there you go.
It's a little confusing. I don't know if it's disappointing. It is a little confusing though. But it happened. It's fine. It's a good movie. I didn't mind it. I don't know if I can recommend it, but we'll get into that in a minute here. So this is still rated R. We're talking about demons and possession and all that little shit. It is kind of a slow 95 minutes. I was excited to see this was only 95 minutes, but it was kind of slow for 95 minutes. I'm not saying you should have removed anything, but do something different. I don't know. I don't know. This is directed by a man named Joshua John Miller. He's actually been kind of a part-time actor. He was in movies like Class in 1999. A couple other things I'm obviously mistaken here. He's done some other directing, but not much. He wrote this, but he also wrote this with a gentleman named M.A. Fortin, F-O-R-T-I-N, so 14. Anyway, I just didn't want to get anyone confused. Like I said, it stars Mr. Russell Crowe. The lady playing his daughter is Miss Ryan Simpkins. And then from the TV series Frasier, David Hyde Pierce, who is quietly the hero in this movie. It's crazy. Like, yeah, the only top billing is Russell Crowe for obvious reasons, but There's a bunch of other people in this.
Niles is in it, huh?
Yes, Niles is in this, and does a great goddamn job. And I'm just like, oh, is that your real hair, or do they literally like make you look like you've only got like 4 or 5 strands of hair on your head, man? Like, what's happening here? Again, he just shows up at some point, but then he carries most of the film, in my opinion. Here, a lot of focus is on Russell Crowe and the relationship with his daughter. They're obviously estranged. He is an actor that is replacing a character that Sam Worthington, not Sam Worthington, excuse me, the guy who played Nathan Petrelli in the TV series Heroes. Did you see that, Mike?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, Nathan Petrelli, the brother who's running for Senate. I forget his name here. I'm sorry, sir. Right away, he dies rehearsing on set. So something's wrong with the set. The project is possibly cursed. It's that usual thing, and they bring that up in the movie, like Poltergeist, the original Exorcist, a couple other films where it's like, yeah, The Crow, just things went horrible the entire time where people ended up dying. Anyways, the movie Russell Crowe is working on is, in theory, supposed to be a remake of William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist. But they can't mention that. They like go all the way in there and then they pull back. But anyways, Russell Crowe, he's got an ill past. He's abused narcotics. He's abused a lot of alcohol. Again, where his wife is, no one knows if she's even alive, whatever. But his daughter, she's estranged. She was in a boarding school and then ultimately on the risk of expulsion, but is definitely suspended for vandalizing a teacher's car because of something. Anyways, the films I thought start off very strong and then just kind of meanders. Again, David Hyde Pierce comes in, and when he has to interject and put his energy into the film, like, he kills it. It's one of those things where, like, oh man, I want to see more Niles in some movies like this. Like, he ultimately plays the hero. It's fair to call this The Exorcist behind The Exorcist. I don't know if I really can get into too much more than that. And there's really not much more to explore than that. Eventually the devil fully possesses Russell Crowe. And then just he says a bunch of raunchy shit to his 15-year-old daughter. It gets uncomfortable. That's what a possession movie is, etc., etc., etc. I wanted to like this. The Pope's Exorcist, currently available on Netflix. Way more entertaining because of Russell Crowe. This is I wasn't bored, but it was, again, a very long 95 minutes. And we talk about movies that are 3 hours long these days. However, I should give it a 2, but I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5, The Exorcism, rated R.
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
3 out of 5. I'm kind of really disappointed that it's not. I honestly thought this was kind of some kind of either a prequel or a sequel to the Pope's Exorcism, whatever it was called.
The best thing about my experience was I was the only one in the theater on a Monday morning afternoon matinee. Oh, excuse me, Monday morning. A Monday morning, 11 a.m. Matinee.
It's a good movie when you say the best part of the movie was I was alone while I was watching it.
Yeah. No, this would definitely be better on Netflix. But yeah, I don't know if he filmed this one before the other one, but yeah, again, it's very weird that he did the same genre twice in a row. Like, it's very similar plots even, but still.
Even the posters give the same vibe.
Right? It's a little confusing. If you don't know, it's a little confusing.
If you don't know, now you know.
Because the Pope's Exorcist actually promised us possibly 200 sequels.
Ugh.
They had the Pope's Exorcist did its thing, and then it kind of went to Avengers mode right at the tail end. And they're like, we have discovered there's 200 possible locations of where exorcisms could happen. And you're like, oh my God, if they give us 200 more of the Pope's Exorcists, I'm all in. It's weird that's not 199, but still. This is not the sequel to that, though.
Bullshit.
Okay, so there we go. The Exorcism, starring Russell Crowe. 2 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
3
3
out
out
of
of
5.
5.
3 out of 5.
I still liked it. It was just a little slow.
A little slow. 3 out of 5. Check it out at your local movie theater, or wait for it to come out on some streaming platform.
Next week, we will have a review for Beverly Hills Cop 4. I refuse to call it Axel F.
Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with that?
Damn, who knows? They're trying to do nostalgia, but no one knows that song as Axel F. That's the name of the song, but no one knows that. No one knows that thing is named Axel F, and no one cares.
Because at first I was thinking that maybe it's a copyright thing, but it can't be because they're using Beverly Hills Cop.
No, Paramount made that movie and then sold it to Netflix. This could have been possibly released in theaters, but they're like, just give it to Netflix.
Beverly Hills Cop 4 would have been fantastic. I don't know. Because how
hard would it be called Beverly Hills Cop 4?
Because right now, if you're not familiar with the first 3, because they were a while ago now, you could be fooled into thinking, well, this is the first movie. This is a movie called Beverly Hills Cop. Whereas if you called it Beverly Hills Cop 4, people still would watch it because it's on Netflix, and then they'll go, wait a minute, this was fun. I need to search out the first 3, and then you'll make more money. I don't know why. There's no negative to making this calling this Beverly Hills Cop 4.
The most shocking thing is that I'm actually looking forward to it. In fact, I watched Beverly Hills Cop 2 last night on Netflix, and I was like, okay, I'm ready.
What's the one where they go? Speaking of for other segments that you can check out, go to on YouTube or enjoywafflebox.com. What's that one when they go to the strip club? Is that 1 or 2? It's 2, right?
It's in 1 and 2.
What's the no? I think the one I'm thinking of is the one which stars Ivan Drago's trainer.
Okay, so that's part 2.
That is part 2. Fantastic.
She's not at the strip club though.
No, but they go to a strip club and then they venture on, and
Brigitte Nielsen is in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
The horse racing place.
That's a great scene.
It is a great scene. And he's like, they find all the big. Anyway, that's next week, and this is going to be one of those.
Maybe we should do Beverly Hills Cop 2 review.
Maybe this is going to be one of those very rare, beautiful moments where me and Kush have actually both watched a movie when we reviewed a movie, because I am going to be watching shit out of that. So there we go. The Exorcism, 3 out of 5. Beverly Hills Cop 4 next week. See you then. But let's wrap this week's show up, as USA are still drawing 0-0 with Uruguay, and they've got 35 minutes to save their tournament, otherwise they are going out of tournament that they are hosting, which would be embarrassing. That's not a feel-good moment, but
not impossible though. Like there's, it's the whole world. It's just one team versus the world. So yeah, USA could totally get eliminated. No, not an issue.
Embarrassing. Anyway, that's not a feel-good moment, but tell you what is this week's feel-good story of the week.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
This week's feel-good story is possibly not only the greatest feel-good story that we have featured on Waffle Box in these 156 episodes, but also might be one of the funniest ones. Now, when I start this is, I have to, disclaimer here, because there is portions of this story that are not so feel good, So I want to make sure that everyone understands I'm not making light of those situations, but once you hear the full story, please understand this is hilarious. Anyway, so I'm not 100% sure where this is taking place, but let's just say at some point there is a woman who is running a business. She's just running a business by herself.
Okay.
She's a
Women
woman
run businesses.
out
That
there
happens.
doing things, and it's coming
Girls
to
get
late.
it done.
Sisters are doing it for themselves,
Oh,
standing
nice
on
reference.
their own 2 feet. Anyway, it's a great song.
Wait,
Anyway.
in a reverse me.
It's getting late, and I'm setting the scene here. So it's a woman running her own business. It's getting late at night. And then a gentleman enters into the establishment and tries to sexually assault her.
Rude.
Right? It's not cool, dude. It's not cool. Which
No,
is
it's fine. No me
which is,
excused it.
you know, it's a nice way of saying the R word, right? He tried to rape her, right?
Sure.
Now you're thinking, Mike, you're now talking about a story featuring rape. How is this the funniest story that you might have featured? Please wait. Because the business next door was the Yong-in Taekwondo Dojo and featured the An family, which is consisting of 5 members, each holding a 4th degree black belt.
Powerful.
And they were all at the studio. And so
Thankfully.
they heard this little kerfuffle and decided to pay a visit to next door and saw the potential rape situation and decided, let's use our 4th degree black belts and fuck this guy up.
I hope they actually used the belts.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be great.
We don't even need to do like any fancy shit. We're just gonna whack you.
So upon reaching the neighboring business, they pulled the victim away from her attacker. The assailant, I guess, to his credit, like almost like he tried it on, like he tried to turn aggressive, which is like really
trying to defend himself against defenders.
So he turned his aggression towards the family, but as the article says, he was no match for the skilled martial artists.
And there's 4 of them, but still, yeah.
The father, a Taekwondo grandmaster, pinned the attacker to the ground, holding him there for 10 minutes.
Nice.
Whilst the police arrived. The Harris County Sheriff, wherever Harris County is, because it's America, there could be 50 of those. I don't know. So
Sure. We don't have a
Harris
state.
County. We don't have to stay, unfortunately.
That's all right. Well, that's unfortunate, but okay.
The Harris County Sheriff Department has praised the An family for their bravery. But yeah, like I was going to say, imagine if you did this, right? Which you're never going to imagine it. But it's imagine.
It is the equivalent of trying to rob the donut shop that is half a block away from the police station.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's a cliche too. But I'm sorry, that was my reference, but that is still.
So I'm sure, thankfully the woman is okay, but just isn't that like chef's kiss? Like the guy thinks, look at this, easy target. I'm gonna get my end away, and then 5 4th degree black belts show up. Oh,
yeah. You never know what these guys are thinking, and it's amazing that they're like, yeah, this is okay. Or maybe it's not, but I'm going to do it anyways. Like that psychology is disturbing. So good. I'm glad he got the shit kicked out of him, or at least held down and hurt by a lot.
Well, this is what the official article says, that they pinned him down for 10 minutes.
Sure.
But because this is a full family featuring some women, I'm sure until they waited for the police, I am pretty sure some people got some kicks in. Someone, this guy.
I'm sure there was a kick to the
Yeah,
face once or twice, but I don't think there was like a gang stomp down on him.
Maybe not, but I'm pretty sure this guy very much now regrets his decisions and his life choices. Hopefully so. So yeah, so congratulations to the Yan family. Legends in the Waffle Box community from now on.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Hell fucking yeah. What a show. What a show. Wait, quickly. It seems like only 5 minutes ago I pressed record, and now here we are with the jingle at the end. That wraps up episode 156 of the Waffle Box. If you are a first-time viewer, make sure you do hit subscribe, follow. Well, I don't know. It depends on what platform you're in. But the button that basically allows you to know that we're going to release a new episode. That'd be nice. For all the links that you need, go to enjoywafflebox.com. Kush, you do technically you still do.
I don't do a podcast anymore. Like we're on hiatus.
Wait, did episode 200 already come out? I thought it was. Wait,
episode.
Have I got my time
just came out on Friday. Yeah,
wait, came out this past Friday? I thought it was coming out this Friday. God damn.
This past Friday, yeah.
Oh no, I remember that.
Show. There's some special guests. Robin Seto is there, and we have a game of the Robin Seto cameo party. If you look at the actual graphic, you'll see who's there. But I'm going to keep it a secret and let you revel in mystery. But go check it out. We had a fun time.
I vaguely remember we talked about this because you had for the final episode. For now, I guess technically, after Microdose, you brought back some special guests who have made up the history of the Microdose. You kind of maybe forgot about a certain English person who's been on 4 episodes of Microdose in the past.
You were in the top 10 of those episodes, buddy. Yeah.
But was I featured in episode 200?
You were not. But we talk about you and we say nice things.
Do you?
Yeah. You'll just have to check it out.
I'm going to listen to it now. Let's do it. You better, God damn it, say nice things about me because I'm a goddamn sweetheart. What else are you going to be doing? What are you doing in your free time then, Kush? You're not going to be doing
I'm going to enjoy my July off. I'm going to enjoy 4th of July tomorrow. And then I'm going to do some NHRA at the end of the month. And then we go back to baseball in August. So yeah, no, we're, it's this weird thing, like, you remember when you left college? And then the next week, after you graduate, you're like, I gotta do a paper, right? Oh, no, I don't. Oh, weird. So we're in that stage now. We're like, yeah.
You're in the honeymoon period. I'm like, oh my God, I don't have to do anything.
I'm just hanging.
Hanging and banging.
Nice.
Oh, anyway, go to Bosnet family. Anyway, check out all 200 episodes of the Microdose.
Por favor.
Anyway, it's a good night from me. It's a good night from him. Good night. Could producer Lathan, any final thoughts?
Well, as this is the 4th of July week, I just want to wish everyone a fun time. And hopefully by the time the next podcast drops, you have all of your fingers on your hands and no major burns. Don't be a dick and hold a firework in your hand. That's what I'm trying to say. Anywho, see you all next week.
Producer Lathan reminded me there, don't drink and drive. Don't be an asshole. There's several ways of getting home. You want to drive somewhere, but when you want to get home, take an Uber, take a Lyft, take a hitchhike. I don't give a shit. Don't drink and drive. I'm super adamant about that. Don't do it any day. Definitely don't do it this week.
Yeah, I think, oh, finally happened.
What? Oh.
Uruguay scored, so USA are officially fucked. But yeah, this I think I've got a feeling this year's 4th of July will be sponsored by Heineken Zero for me. I think I'll be driving. Whatevs. But yeah, don't drink and drive. If you do want to drink or feel like you're drinking, as I've previously said many times, there are
don't smoke and drive. Don't swim and drive.
Technology has come so far. Non-alcoholic beer is actually pretty good now. So if you do want to feel like you're drinking, Get yourself like a Heineken Zero or Peroni Zero. Fantastic stuff. I highly recommend it.
This is
But
going to
yeah.
affect the tour, Mike.
What?
The world tour.
What tour?
The world tour.
The world tour. Oh my god, we should have talked about that. Justin Timberlake. That so much was made out of that. Oh my god!
was.
And when they
It was
announced that his
unnecessary.
wife was standing by him, he had a DUI. Yeah, he was a dick, but he didn't cheat on her. Why did you think she was going to divorce him for a fucking DUI? Fuck me.
In that case, it's just a DUI and he can afford it. However, the rest of you can't. Don't drink and drive.
Don't ruin your world tour this 4th of July. And on that note, until next week, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.
Play me off, Johnny.